So this is my teacher survey on the integration of technology in our classrooms. First, I asked what subject areas the teachers teach so that I could get a reflection of different responses and how technology is used in different classrooms. Question 2, which statement best describes your confidence levels regarding the integration of technology in the classroom? I asked this in order to find out if there might be somebody who feels very confident and would be able to collaborate and share their expertise in PD moments, for instance. What technology enhanced classroom activities have you used to facilitate Quadrant D learning outcomes? This is a question specifically relating to our school because at the moment we're focusing on Quadrant D, high rigor, high relevance learning outcomes. And it seems based on the responses that there is still a lack of understanding on how to implement technology for Quadrant D learning outcomes. Question 4, how do you integrate technology into project-based learning or inquiry-based learning in your classroom? It seems like the teachers like to use technology for research and also to demonstrate learning outcomes through video clips and publishing. Question 5, what digital tools do you use in your classroom to increase personalization and differentiation of instruction? It's really great to see that the teachers like using leveled reading tools such as Read Theory and Kids Discover, where the reading material can actually be adapted to the students' Lexile levels. What digital tools do you use in your classroom to increase virtual collaboration? The one response was Google Drive, which would be an excellent way to give feedback and to collaborate on one document. It was also interpreted as having Focus at our school, which is our gradebook program. I guess collaboration could happen in terms of parents understanding the students' grades and teachers and students understanding the grades. But in terms of virtual collaboration, precisely, I'm not sure that is exactly what is meant by that. Question 7, which of the following practices on responsive and positive and responsible contribution to the digital world do you mentor, model, or teach specifically in your classroom? I asked this specifically in relation to the ISTE standards for educators, and I tried to find out which of these skills are taught specifically, such as protecting online identity, determining credibility of sources, and so on. And it seems like we're doing a lot of that in the classroom, and that is great news. Because these are skills that we should not take for granted. These are skills that I think should actually be specifically taught. Question 8, what digital tools do you use to collect and monitor, analyze formative and summative assessment outcomes? We use STAR testing at our school. Read Theory is another one for more informal data collection. Edmodo is great for collecting formative and summative assessments and giving feedback right away. What benefits of technology enhanced learning have you observed? Again, it seems like teachers really like the idea of giving students some agency in the tools they like to use and the websites they like to use for research specifically. And what drawbacks of technology enhanced learning have you observed? Of course, the internet can be unreliable and also it can be difficult to make sure that students are actually on task and are not doing something else, such as being on their old social media and online shopping. So overall, I had some great insights from this questionnaire. So this is a lesson plan by our applied science teacher. He teaches grades 6 to 8 in an elective, and he's planning to give a lesson on microbes in our daily lives. Here we have the essential question, the enduring understanding, and in our school, we're also expected to connect our lessons to our SLARs: intelligence, courage, sensitivity, vitality, and compassion. And so I'm going to go straight to the assessment, evidence, and learning activities. There's going to be a warmer where students will state some facts, and a homework check, which will be a mind map in the lab notebook with a partner. So, as well as a review of the 6 kingdoms of life, and they are going to build some background on fermentation, and actually it will culminate in a hands-on activity, which is going to be all about microbes in bread. So they will be making bread and yogurt as well. It seems as though this teacher is still emerging in his use of technology in the classroom. He actually stated that in the survey himself. I would suggest that instead of, for example, having a mind map in the notebook, why not use Kaggle, for instance, and integrate collaboration through that. As well as that, I think they can give each other discussion, feedback, and so on our Edmodo platform. As well as this, this class is really lives through the hands-on activity. I know that the students love it, so I know there's a lot of talk about virtual classrooms these days, but I really do think that technology could enhance this class in the way assessment and feedback is collected, as well as how they can virtually collaborate on learning outcomes. So this is my checklist. Of course, you have to ask yourself, is all the hardware and software and internet working? And you have to make sure that all this is there prior to the lesson, otherwise that could cause complications. Does the activity require a VPN? If not, then you have to make sure that the students are not required to work on it at home. Is it high rigor? Is it a high rigor and high relevance activity? And if not, can it be modified to be relevant to real life situations or problems to the students? Does this activity involve and develop virtual collaboration? If not, can it be modified so that it would, if, for example, through discussions and giving feedback? And does this mentor model explicitly teach positive contributions and responsible participation in the digital world? If not, can we somehow build in any of these concepts, protecting online identity, respectful social norms, credibility of sources, and so on? So these are kind of questions that I might not necessarily go down a checklist with, but it's something that that it's always good to reflect on, at least mentally.